She ended up releasing a diss track to Joe, right? Were you guys talking at that time when she did that?
Yeah, the moment of truth.
Yeah, so you were there in the studio session, or like?
We was in my studio session there in AOM. Shout out to ET. Shout out to ET. St. Josh, Felix, all of them. G Stacks. G Stacks recorded her.
So what was she saying during this time? Like she was just
Stop
that mad at Joe?
Stop it. Oh, you're talking about you're talking about the actual track itself. Oh, she
No. I mean, like behind the scenes, even like she was just that mad at Joe that she decided to release a diss track, or did like
it was not, we didn't like. I said what I said, right? It's a thin line between friends and enemies. Some are loyal, some just pretend to be. So those lines, right? Because I try to educate certain songs I diss Joe on. It's not really a diss. It's more of a feeling that I have and how I see things in an educational or maybe a more grown up way. And it's deep like that. It's like almost spiritual. And, I go to those realms. My verse was about that, about the actual truth, what happened, and speaking a little bit of anger in there, but it's more of a honorable. She spoke on love it, everybody loving it. Like she gave me props for giving the shout outs and as far I hear you, yeah, miss you too.
So she was giving you shout outs.
Her verse, yeah, her verse was more not really dissing him, expressing a disappointment, trying to wake him up, sort of like this nigga might be fucking like caught in his own world, like wake him up. So she was like, what the fuck ever? She said, they're loving it. Cuban, don't you worry, I'm gonna get you back your publishing. You know what I'm saying? Like she was saying things like that. She thought that he had my publishing. She was really standing up for, she was saying that he was doing foul shit as far as like stealing publishing. Even back then she said that. Well, she wasn't doing my publishing, Ram. Now we all know that. Who's publishing? Was he really jerking? Which is, Twincito, which is the Punisher, Christopher Reeves, the guy who put you on, Ram. He stole from him $4 million. And that's the guy you're with. You know what I'm saying? And this now, yeah, so you already know. Getting me mad over here because they're calling me. But anyway, that's all it is. It was that was the narrative that she came from. She felt that she was hating on him because she wanted to get with 50 liked her. So 50 was the hottest nigga at the time right now, and she wanted to get a deal with 50. She didn't see what was wrong with that. Sort of like my situation. She went through a lot of things similar that I went through. I wanted to get a fucking clothing deal, and they gave me a clothing deal. He got mad, jealousy, stopped it. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was very similar. She was speaking on behalf of that, getting treated unfair. You know what I'm saying? Like, she said it in around 16.
So how did you guys come up with the concept for that song? Because you even got Tony Sunshine on it.
It was me.
You guys got Tony on it.
Yeah, Tony got on later. You know what I'm saying? Remy definitely said, we should get Tony, because I had another guy. Casual was doing it first. Casual did it. Yeah, and the beat was different. So, you know what I'm saying? It became a special when me, it really became, he didn't want to do it either. Like later on in life, I told him to do a video, like, was like, hey, the TS pressure. So I left that song a little bit late, but then I always loved it because it was like, it's Phil Collins, in the air tonight. It's a reinvention of that. I did it with a original beat and all that, but I used that concept of him doing the verses, just how it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could feel it in the air tonight, you know what I'm saying? But go into the verses. Now I remember, don't you worry. That's what R&B song. He sung the exact same lyrics that, because it fit my story.
Right.
It fit the air in the night. It's like there was somebody watching the dude that cut me and watching the whole plan from a distance. And only that dude knows. That's the air of the night. That's the theme of it. So that's why I thought it was perfect for to me to really do it. And then when, I got with Remy, she wanted a part of it. And she wanted to express her feelings. Remy was on some old, like, fuck that, I want to battle at that time. So she was extra expressive with her shit. And we just did that. On that note, I was kind of, like, I got thrown back a little bit because it was like, she had a lot of energy. She just had a lot of energy at that time, like energy that I should have been having that I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the anger. You know what I'm saying? And she was expressive with it. And that's my, it's not like, I mean, I told her, she took me so much back that I had to say, yo, relax. You know what I'm saying? Rem, relax. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's too far. That's going too deep then, Rem. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that kind of energy. So I was just like, but not to say that, you know what I'm saying, anything bad about it. It's just that she was really mad. She was really mad. She was caught. I know that time for her was not even that it was confusing. It was just desperate times right there a little bit. She was going through trials. She, you know what I'm saying?
Very emotional.
Not emotional. She was a warrior. I gave her those that image right there of she was fighting. Not like she was like stressed out, crying. She was really like warrior mode. She know what she had to do. She had to go against people. So she's like with that attitude. So she was going straight for the juggler. You know what I'm saying? That's why she took that attitude and she was saying those things. So I was there to support her. I was in the same kind of move, but I was already a veteran. I was like a sophomore, but no, more than that, like a junior already with the situation. So I'm a little more like reserved and shit, know exactly what to do, know how this is. So that's all it was. But she was very vocal because it just happened to her. So she was like, "Oh my!" What I was on the fucking first week, second week that happened with me. So I understood that.